Imagine you're holding a credit card, one that already has a $39 trillion balance. You can't pay off the debt. In fact, just keeping up with the interest eats up more than half of your paycheck. If this were a story about an average person, the bank would have already seized their home. But when this debt doesn't belong to a person, but to the most powerful nation on earth, the rules change. Welcome to the greatest financial illusion of 2026. But on May 15th, 2026, something is scheduled to happen that will directly target your wallet and your savings. A master plan known as Financial Repression. And it all starts with a new face at the helm. The Federal Reserve. The name makes it sound like a government agency. But the truth is, it's neither federal, nor does it hold any reserves. It's the central bank that controls the world's most powerful currency, the dollar. Until now, Jerome Powell held the chair. But his policies didn't sit well with the administration. Why? Because Powell wasn't cutting interest rates fast enough. On May 15th, Powell's term officially ends. Stepping onto the stage is Kevin Warsh, a new chairman, a new agenda, and a blueprint that is about to shake the entire financial system to its core. The problem has become too large to ignore. The US government's fastest growing expense isn't the military or infrastructure anymore. It's simply paying the interest on that $39 trillion debt. More than $1 trillion a year is vanishing just into interest. Think about it this way. Imagine a household earning $5,000 a month, but $2,800 of that gone, just to keep up with loan payments. What's left? Barely enough to survive. That is exactly where America stands today. So what's the solution? Pay it back? Not exactly, because paying it back is no longer in their hands. History shows that when governments are trapped in this much debt, they never pay it back with their own money. They inflate it away. This trick is called financial repression, or in simpler terms, the invisible tax. And the most dangerous part, you won't even realize your wealth is being taken until it's already gone. This is exactly what happened after World War II. The US debt was larger than its entire economy. The Federal Reserve pinned interest rates near 0%, while inflation ran between 5 and 10%. That means if you saved money in the bank, you earned nothing, while the cost of living skyrocketed. The government's debt got cheaper in relative terms, and the everyday saver picked up the bill. And this wasn't a one-time event. In 2008, when America's housing market collapsed, millions of Americans watched their life savings vanish overnight. Once again, the everyday person paid the bill, and the system survived. And that same game is about to restart. Kevin Warsh is bringing a 3-step plan to make this debt vanish. And artificial intelligence is the secret weapon. What is this plan, and how can you protect your bank account? We find out in part 2, because the real game has just begun. In part 1, we saw how America is trapped in a debt loop that cannot be escaped through traditional means. But on May 15th, when the new Fed chair takes his seat, the old playbook will be scrapped for a new blueprint. Kevin Warsh's 3-step plan sounds simple on the surface, but the strategy beneath it is profound. Step 1. Aggressive rate cuts. Warsh's first move will be to drive interest rates into the floor. Why? Because the administration wants the cheapest currency in the world. When rates drop, the government pays less on its $39 trillion of debt. It's like the bank cutting your mortgage payment in half. It saves the government trillions, but your savings account? That 4 to 5% return you were counting on, shrinking down to 1 or 2%. The government gets cheap loans, while your hard-earned money quietly loses its power, without a single alarm going off. Step 2. Shrinking the balance sheet. Until now, the Federal Reserve was printing money to buy the government's debt itself. Warsh wants to stop this and start selling those treasuries back into the market. This is a massive gamble. He believes private demand is high enough to keep the system stable without the Fed's help. If he's wrong, bond market crash, dollar weakens, inflation explodes. If he's right, the burden of debt shifts away from the central bank's books. But in both cases, one thing stays the same. The pressure lands on your pocket. Step 3 is the master stroke, the AI wildcard. Normally, cutting interest rates causes inflation to explode. But this time, there's a new factor everyone is ignoring. Think about it. Today, it takes 100 workers to manufacture one product in a factory. Tomorrow, AI-powered robots will do that same job with just 10. Production costs drop, prices fall, inflation stays controlled. That's Warsh's bet. AI will drive productivity so high that even at zero interest rates, inflation won't spiral. AI is the shield the government needs. Inflate the debt away without destroying the economy. But here's the question nobody is asking. If AI eliminates that many jobs, how will the people who already struggle protect their savings? In Part 3, we reveal the winner's playbook. Where should you move your money? Stocks, gold, or Bitcoin? The answer might surprise you. Financial repression has one brutal truth. It makes the rich richer and the savers poorer. Between 1946 and 1974, the U.S. debt to GDP ratio dropped from 106% to 25%. The government didn't earn that. They took it from the pockets of savers. And this isn't just ancient history. In the 1970s, Americans thought their bank balances were growing, but inflation was silently eating their purchasing power whole. Your balance stayed the same, but tomorrow you could buy less with it than you could today. If your money is just sitting in a bank account, you are the silent donor to this new system. Your balance stays the same, but your purchasing power vanishes. So, what do the winners do? First, they focus on equities and real estate, specifically companies leading the AI revolution. If Warsh's plan succeeds, AI will drive corporate profits to the moon, and those who are already inside these companies, they become shareholders of that growth. Second, they look at gold. For 5,000 years, gold has protected wealth when currencies fail. In 1971, when America severed the dollar from gold, gold tripled in value. History is rhyming again. And third, Bitcoin. Known as digital gold, its supply is fixed at 21 million. No Fed chair, not Warsh, not anyone can print more Bitcoin. When the fiat currency flood comes, these are the lifeboats that keep you afloat. To survive this era, you need an action plan. Here is your 3-step checklist. First, kill your bad debt. If you have high-interest loans, pay them off now, because when the system resets, even if rates drop, your old debt will still drag you under. Those carrying debt are always the first to drown. Second, AI skill arbitrage. Don't just buy AI stocks. Learn to use AI. The people doing 10 hours of work in 1 hour using AI today, they are already 2 steps ahead of inflation. Your skill is your greatest asset. Don't. Third, maintain liquidity. Don't lock everything away. Keep some dry powder, cash or liquid assets ready. Because in a crisis, the first person to win is the one holding cash, not property, not stocks. History repeats itself, and May 15th, 2026 is just the beginning. A massive wealth transfer is coming. But if you're sitting there thinking, this is just America's problem, stop right there. When the dollar weakens, every currency feels it. When America's bond market shakes, global markets shiver. We are all connected to the same financial system, whether we like it or not. So the question isn't whether this will affect you. The question is, are you ready? I'm not a financial advisor, but I am a researcher. And research shows that those who stay asleep get consumed by the system. If you've made it this far, you're already in the top 1%. Drop a comment with the word READY if you're prepared for this revolution. Share this with someone whose savings you want to protect. Our next deep dive will cover the exact gold and Bitcoin entry strategy, when to buy, how much to buy, and where to keep it. Stay sharp, stay informed. Because everyone makes money, but only those who understand the game build true wealth.